Jupiter going over my moon. I'm trying to, I mean, it's better if you smile, right? Hi, people. Did you get my message? I hope so. There's only so much time here, and we're going to activate. There's a few that are holding key pieces to a puzzle, and the main thing to solve is the language barrier, or whatever goes on. Let's say by the time you get into a courtroom, hi, Jesus, was that you? Wait a minute. So yeah, I went to court, and then yeah, come here. I'll tell you. Yeah, good. Gee. But anyway, if you remember, there was a trial, it was a big story, and then even though there was so much proof of great things, nothing but great news. Um, no, we have to carry on with this thing that went on that doesn't make sense, not even to a 5-year-old, but once the adults around them start making sense out of it, they know for sure they're doomed. Pretty much they've given up on life by the age 6 with that surrounding them. People holding up crucifixes and that scene. The real scene in the story of the gospel of that scientist who was walking around possibly named Jesus, but I just say it's like she is. She's is. Anyway, we don't know. Yes, she was. Anyway, we don't know. But it's a cool energy that basically just a little story about somebody who knew a little bit more about the resonation frequencies, right? And harmonized and brought the fish in better than a fisherman, out there. And so that was the symbol for the whole time that person, by the way, who was dangerous as hell to the establishment, and that's why she was killed. The symbol of a fish was what you hung around, or you just like this when you knew what was up. You don't hold up a crucifix, you have a fish. Have you ever heard of that? Comment section down below. Anyway, next thing that I'll try and stay on a sane um, frequency over. Um, I'm working on it. Harold Kuatz, he talks, he knows what's going on based in his frickin' trauma that if you haven't looked around just today, something probably traumatized you because what? Well, no, you can build a tolerance, and there is a good side of the human aperture, and also organization. If there was trying to be one, there are leaders, there are people going like this, and they're trying to tell us be resilient, because shit is about to go down, and there is going to be psychological collapse. Number one, okay, the way that just it's like I was trying to say earlier in some videos here, doing my astrology videos, talking about the effect of just the cosmic rays making it in on a blast level that is just um unprecedented, because it's just that time. It's just divine timing. Here goes Pluto into Aquarius, and we've got Neptune heading into Aries too, and then here comes Uranus into Gemini, and let alone uh, the solar eclipse that's happening, the new moon, which is a solar eclipse, is going to be happening on the 8th. It's in Aries at 16 degrees, and it's yeah. So you can trust that some people are dialing in like divine machines, and they're not crudded up as much. And see, any good scientist would tell you, say, like Harold Kuatz, if they're passionate enough about it, if it's a real live thing, see, most likely it is, because some people will stand up for humanity more than others. And hi, Jesus, be quiet now. I'm just passing over to me. Yeah, right. We don't wait around for any one person to do it. You have to take a little bit of responsibility, which is the same to say as take a little bit of freedom. People talk about freedom, and it's like, yeah, like to see these people that wave flags around me around here. A lot of that goes on, unfortunately. It's where you don't want to see it, where people are trying to be sovereign and have a good time just living the simple life, and that means throwing all that shit out and just thinking, give us this day. Are you awake? Yes. Did you wake up today? Cool. Sun's up. Our daily bread. Do we have any bread on the table? Do we have something to eat? How did we get it? Is it less poisonous enough for us to comprehend, be coherent for the rest of the day? And forgive these people all around you. Nobody owes anybody anything for anything, because why? That's stupid, because what did you do? Money is here, and like I said, as an excuse, just identical as when, I don't know about you, but when I was going to school, public schools, they want you there every day, if not every single day, on the weekends, right? And through summer. But when you miss school, when you miss school, you have to come up with a doctor's note. And that's what I say that money is. It's in case you couldn't make it to school. And now the metaphor is that the school I'm talking about is just the school of turning on all your faculties, getting into reality and tapping into the truth and start working, getting into knowing um, uh, what it's all about. And it takes time. You don't just lock yourself in a box and get fed stuff all day. You should be exposed to adults and people who know that like their life and are doing something. Don't you think that there should be better organization with that? Comment section down below. Like, there's a stage where, of course, we have people that are caretaking, looking after the chillins, but it's not what it looks like, where they think that now they have to tell them something about the life that they're going to live, about anything, about how things are going to be. Excited about your kid learning how to read at such an early age, because what that's doing is converting their minds into a picture machine. That only listens through wording and not having experiences, and that's called a cerebral narcissist, Hans. In a nutshell, and then the abracadabra is what rules the world out there, and you're like, well, I'll be gosh dog, I guess I'm going to do my rosary the whole time. I want 108 beads on it, please, and I'll try not to stress out on this. I'm making myself uncomfortable here, and that's what you're supposed to do. Stay uncomfy, because you have only so much time here to figure it out, and you are not to fucking bubble up and not do your job, and mainly become an instrument that connects to the other instruments and then starts resonating and saying, fuck you. Very dangerous, by the way. Jesus, did you say that? Well, not quite, lady. You got a long way to go. Oh, we don't know that. There's a perfect time for aggression and anger, right? You bad girl. They hated me. How do you figure? Well, look at this shit I got. Wait a minute, is that me or... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what shit you got? Somebody teasing you and taunting you and pushing you out and then saying, yeah, king and murderer, go free in here. Let me get a drink out of my plastic bottle. But when you start raising your vibrational frequency, you start noticing the difference. Much like just if you're running, it's like the difference between running your nails down a chalkboard and not doing that. When somebody hands you something that is a glass of water that is not, at least not, that isn't programmed right. I'm struggling. I'm just like the guy Harold Kuatz, and the truth is, this is all of humanity. This is all the potential of the human being, and the earth itself, who is connected to the organic intention that it's not here like by random mud, like the theory of evolution No, this is a very scientific, technological thing. As far as technological, it could mean the technicalities behind it are very a matter of fact, and researchable, and you can know it. You can know it. And that's what I'm finding in the uh, way that I'm was taught further. I was singled out, and by astral travel, I was further informed about how much this the benevolent beings are there saying, you can do this. And I'm staying in contact in such a way that I can't say that it's very fun. It's complicating because then now you're in this movie where it's very real. How do you get help with just the fact that you need to find better food to keep you on a level of a higher vibrational frequency to be able to see? And this is not just my problem, babes. Come on. Humanity is in trouble with all of the diseases they're getting. I mean, and the study is that if you can, um, it's really complicating, but we are going to get back to you, the healers, the ones that are healing and finding out how to heal through all of this, are the ones that are healing themselves. And we're going to stay here and try and keep talking to you. And I'm thinking that it's going to be eventual. That, see, this is what this technology was meant for. Tesla intended on. Now we hear the really extreme version of lightning bolts coming out of the sky and zapping whoever's merely thinking a negative thought. You know, not as he says, transparency is the best security. I mean, I don't know if he said that, but any real good God or benevolent wise person knows that as a fact. You want to hold on to your intellectual property. As far as if you're watching this right now, you don't own your body. And so what do you think is your belongings? So that kind of reorientates you there. The only thing that is your belongings is pretty much everything. Um, uh, but what they are trying to keep private, especially with, you can see the metaphor that's hilarious on your PC here. That says this application and that application, and so many people, they want me to get this the WhatsApp app or this app over there or that, because they just don't want to communicate on this app because somebody's listening. It's like, did you know that none of this? There is a one-sided thing that in 2030 they're going to make as some kind of a game or a way of life, but they're going to show you what they've been looking at, not without AI, or more like I don't know if it's the AI, but it would be something that would help them make sure that it never went to its actual full potential. Like, well, what would be the use of plugging everybody up, because it would quicken up real information into just people saying, almost like what happened here, but they kept shutting it down in very primitive ways using um, I don't want to say primitive, is really just the unhealthy ways, using the unhealthy people. The unhealthy people are like, no, they're all ganging up. I can feel telepathically or even clairaudiently that there's a bunch of self-righteous people that think fucking Shauna is fucking not good because she says fucking a lot. And it's like, well, okay, I'm sure. But no, I think you are chintzy. You guys think that when you die, you go to heaven, God is going to just, everything else that you have done is going to be erased because you said something a certain way. Nah. But there's the religion that says, God made everything with a word. There are plenty of scientific programs that will say, they'll say that first, because every tribe kind of says that, but what they're really saying is that what they go at is they say it's made from a sound resonance, speaking into reality, not speaking and making reality. It's more like the intention behind it, which can't not go along the ley lines of the truth. It must go along the ley lines of the truth. Then you can start making a difference with your brouhaha.